Alex. Welcome to Book Hangover. My name is Tressa, and we are going to do a June wrap-up today. I got 13 books in this month, so I'm not going to be able to say a lot about the books. So let's start off with the majority of my month, which was the Vampire Academy series, minus the first one because I'd already read the first one. Honestly, the first one was not my favorite, and I almost didn't complete the series because of it. However, before these fall, I did really enjoy the rest of the series. Once I kind of got past Frostbite, halfway through Shadow Kiss, I was hooked. I loved Blood Promise, Spirit Bound, and Last Sacrifice. I love how the story ended up finishing, how the series ended up finishing. I was very satisfied with the ending, and I wish there was more books. I want to know what happens with Rose and Dimitri and Lissa and all of the characters from this world, but I absolutely would recommend this series if you can muddle through the first book, because the first book just was, I wasn't sold on it. I really almost missed out on the greatness that was the rest of the Vampire Academy series. The next series that I started in June were the Books of Elsewhere series. I have gotten through The Shadows, which is the first book in the series, and Spellbound, which is the second book in the series. They're a middle grade, kind of magical series. They follow Olive around on her adventures in her brand new, big old mansion, and they're just really fun books. I recommend them if you just need a light, fun read. I will be continuing with this series with the third one, which I believe is called The Second Spy, and then once I get my hands on the last two, I will go ahead and dive into them too. The next book that I did read was An Abundance of Katherines by John Green. I am a big John Green fan. The only one I have not read now is Looking for Alaska, and that is on my to-be-read this next month. I loved An Abundance of Katherines. I just loved the characters. It follows Colin, who has fallen for 19 Katherines, dated 19 Katherines, and it follows him after a breakup with the 19th Katherine. It is just a good read. He tries to figure out a theory, a mathematical solution to who's going to break up with who and all of that fun stuff. It's just a nice, light, little short read, and it's by John Green, which should just hold weight itself. I might be late to the show on this one because I do really realize that a lot of the books that I read this month have already been on BookTube forever. For a long time. But, moving on. The next book that I read in June is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. I recently just watched the film on this book that's based on this book after I finished it, and I am going to be doing a video book versus movie kind of on that one. There were some things that I realized that I noticed were different, some that were the same, some things that I just want to touch on. But briefly, this book is about Craig Gilner. He's a 15-year-old who comes down with a bad case of depression, checks himself into a psychiatric hospital. It just follows his journey through that and all the people that he meets along the way that kind of help him through his depression. It's a really great read. I mean, it touches on some things that a lot of books that I've read haven't really touched on, and it kind of puts some things into perspective for you. So I would definitely pick this one up. It writes depression in a way that is entertaining, but also enlightening. So It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. I would definitely recommend this book. The next book that I have for you guys is Boy Proof by Cecil Castellucci. This book follows Egg/Victoria. Yes, I did say Egg. She has everyone call her Egg because that is the name of her favorite heroine in a sci-fi movie called The Terminal Earth, I believe. It kind of is a story about basically be yourself, be an individual, don't try to be someone else, and don't meet your heroes. It wasn't really that great of a book for me. It was short, so it didn't take me long to read, but it wasn't one of my favorites. So I don't think I gave it a very good rating on Goodreads, but Boyproof by Cecil Castellucci. Short read if you want a short read. The next book that I have for you guys is The Duff by Cody Keplinger, the designated ugly fat friend. This book follows Bianca, a 17-year-old who has a very cynical outlook on life. She has a kind of sketchy home life, and she doesn't have any real love life to speak of. She's had this crush for years, and she doesn't like Mr. Big Head Jock, the king of the school. But one night she ends up kissing him. But that's all you're going to get for that, guys. This book is fantastic. I loved it. It was fun to read. It didn't take very long to read. And it was just a great story kind of about being a teenager and all of that fun stuff. About finding out that everybody has flaws and everybody thinks they're the Duff. But I would definitely recommend it. Go read it, guys. The next book that I read in June is The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner by Stephanie Meyer. This book is kind of a little companion novel to the Twilight series. And I know you all are sitting there going, but Tressa, that series ended a long time ago, and this book's been out for a while. Why haven't you read it yet? I didn't even read it when they had it for free for a while on the internet. I just have never been able to find a copy that I wanted to pick up. This one was cheap at Hastings, and so I was like, well, I should probably read that one by now. I was very disappointed in this book. I was excited to kind of see the perspective of one of the vampires in the army from Eclipse, but I was very disappointed on the actual characters and the character development, and just kind of everything just let me down. You let me down, Stephanie Meyer. I loved your other books. This one just didn't do it for me. So I wanted more. It's a really short book, and I realize that it's supposed to be short because it's The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, but I could have lived without reading this book and I would have been just fine. It's not a book that changed my life. It's not a book that entertained me. It occupied my time for a few hours, and that's about it. And I could have been reading something a lot better. So don't recommend The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. The final book that I read in June is one that I absolutely have fallen in love with, and I'm pretty sure most of the people on BookTube have fallen in love with this book. I have already read Eleanor and Park by this author, and I know I just gave away what book I read, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I absolutely love this book, guys. I so love this book. I connected with Kath. I've been there. I've been that fangirl. I can't say I didn't write fan fiction, because yes, I did for a while. But I've been there. I've been through those insecurities. I've been to college, and I know what it's like starting off in a dorm, not knowing anybody. I don't have a twin sister. I'm sorry, I'm sweating. It's really hot in my house right now. Love Levi and Kath. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. I love this book so much, and just read it. I mean, I know you're hearing it from everybody else, and I know I'm new and you don't trust my opinion yet, but guys, read it. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell is fantastic. It's just awesome. Alright guys, that is it for my monthly wrap-up. Thank you for watching. I will be doing a May TBR video very soon. I have a lot of books that I'd like to get through. I just heard about BookTubeathon, which I am excited about. I want to get into that this year because I am just starting out. I'm such a little baby YouTuber. But yes, 13 books in June. Hopefully we can get more in July. My Goodreads challenge is 50 books. I'm at 35 for the year, so I am 10 books ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. But here we go with the 13 books I read in June. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner by Stephanie Meyer. The Duff by Cody Keplinger. Boyproof by Cecil Castellucci. It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. An Abundance of Katherines by John Green. Books 1 and 2 of the Books of Elsewhere series, The Shadows and Spellbound. Everything's trying to slide off here. I also read, we're going to go through these one by one, guys, because I read so many of them this month. We have Frostbite, the second in the Vampire Academy series. We have Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, Spiritbound, and Last Sacrifice, which I just finished today. It was fantastic. I loved it. 13 books. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a fantastic July coming up. 4th of July is coming up. Have fun with all of your fireworks. I know I will. And thanks for joining me. Watch my next video. Subscribe if you want. We're just going to stop there because I'm just rambling now. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye! Quick little extra, guys. Ariel Bissett is the one who I heard about BookTube from. I believe she's putting it on. I will put a link down in the description to her video about it if you want to compete. I know she's doing some giveaways and everything, and it sounds really fun. So let's get on this. All right, thanks, guys.